Nice to have you here, Luke.
Nice to be here.
You have been spending quite a lot of time in Norway over the last year.
Yeah.
Have you gotten used to us and our, our ways and our cultural peculiarities?
You know, I was thinking about that. It's pretty easy to get used to almost anything with all these beautiful women hanging around. Whoa. So, Norway has some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. So, yes, I've started to get used to it.
Okay. Other things, small things, strange things about Norway that you like?
Well, there are lots. Right now, I'm really into canned mackerel. Yeah. The canned mackerel, with the tomato.
Makrell i tomat.
Makrell i tomat?
Yeah, mackerel i tomat, yeah. Yeah.
You're into that?
Yeah. But
You don't have that in the States?
now, well, we have mackerel and we have tomato sauce.
Okay, but you never mix
But we never mix them. And so now it's like God's creation. It's mackerel in tomato sauce. So, and I got laughed at the other day because I eat it right out of the can. I don't put it on bread. I just eat it.
Right.
Right, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard a sort of a homage to makrell i tomat.
There should be more of that. There should be more.
Now, you have to tell us a little bit about yourself. You come from New Jersey?
Yes.
Small town?
Yeah, relatively small.
What did you dream of becoming as a young boy?
Well, when I was a kid, there were two things I was really interested in. And my mom made me take piano lessons when I was about 8. And at that time, I was playing baseball. And I wanted to be a baseball player. And later on, it took me about a couple years to find out I was really a horrible athlete. My parents, they were really wonderful in some ways. They encouraged me with music, and they encouraged me with baseball. And all of my friends thought I was the worst baseball player in the world. And I didn't realize that until I got older. So then I just switched over to music. So I got one of the two.
Right.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
It's not so bad.
So, but was there sort of a lot of people dreaming about becoming musicians around you?
Nobody around me really, I don't think, wanted to put all their eggs in that basket. The people I knew who were artists wanted to be artists and have day jobs. They were too afraid of what would happen. So I think it was kind of foreign that I decided to do this, full time.
Yeah. But before deciding to go all in, you worked as a musician, but did you also have, like, jobs to get by? Have you sort of been...
Oh, yeah, that's the story of my life, yeah. Just horrible jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just how horrible?
This is the first job I like, yeah. And sometimes it has its bad days. But
yeah.
No, I mean, I had a job since I was 11. I was a paper boy. I washed dishes when I was a kid. I worked in sales. The last job I had before doing this full time, I was making telemarketing calls in New York City.
Oh.
So I would have...
That's a tough one.
That was not so easy. And it was so interesting because my manager, Krista Schaub, who made me eventually quit that job and was like, you just got to do this full time. At the time, she started getting me all these gigs in New York, and we had all these interviews. So I would, like, be talking to people like American Songwriter and No Depression on one hand, and then picking up the phone and calling Joe Schmo, asking if he needed security locks for his pizza store. So it was interesting.
Okay. But were you good at selling insurance?
No. No, not at all.
And then you met a Norwegian.
Yeah.
You met Eirik Mosveen.
I did.
Who is a veteran journalist in VG. He lived in the States at the time. And he has become, I don't know how to describe this, but he has become like a campaign leader for you, or a self-appointed cheerleader, so to speak. Sort of.
I'm sure he'd love that. Yeah.
Spreading the word about you and your music here in Norway, and making connections with other people in the music industry here that he knows.
Yes.
And then last year you decided to go to Norway and to Halden.
Yes.
Were you excited about going?
Well, it's not like I could get far enough away from home in Norway. I had to go to Halden, which is like the most isolated part. Yeah, I mean, Eirik had written a story on me in VG, and we were asked to come over for a tour. So we did that, and the musicians at the time were Henning Kvitnes' backing band. Yeah. And they lived in Halden, so that we just all hooked up and started doing a tour and then cut a record there.
And during one of these concerts, you were interrupted by a crazy guy shouting at you.
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
Well, I was just playing, and, there was this guy. I thought everything was going well, and there was this guy yelling in the audience, and I thought I did something wrong, I looked over, and it was Bjorn, and he was cheering me on.
What was he shouting?
I was enthusiastic.
Yeah, it was. They were great cheers, but I was new to Norway, so I'm like, oh, these people are yelling at me already. You know, I had no idea what was going to happen. I thought people were going to throw vegetables next, and I discovered it was Bjorn, and we hit it off immediately.
What were you shouting?
Bravo! Something like that. I mean, I was excited about him and his band and his songs, and I really enjoyed it.
Do you scream a lot when you listen when you're in concerts?
I promise you, I don't. But on the other hand, I appreciate it when people do it in my concerts when they show appreciations. So.
But is there a lot of shouting in your concerts? Do you generally?
No.
No.
People are very quiet.
You wish there was more, like whoa, oh.
Yeah, I would like that if they was kind of soberish.
Okay.
But if they're drunk, I don't like it that much. But yeah, I would love that because the Norwegian audience, especially in my type of audience, is very quiet nearly all the time until the last song. Then it's wow, and then they whoa, and they go home.
Right. But what was it about this guy and his music that led you to making noise, so to speak?
I like his style. Look at him; he looks great. I like his New Yorkish, broody, dark, Nick Cave-ish thing. Because I envy it. That's very far from me in a way. I wish I was the cool one who could shut up and just. I mean, but
That's what I do.
That's what I. Yeah,
because
he just talks. You know, you're like a chatty, open.
Yes, I talk too much. I really enjoy his music, and it's been great to get to know you, Luke, and.
So after this first shouting thing and the bromance that started...
The bromance? We have a bromance.
Yeah, I get it. Have you met up after that?
Yes. Well, when Bjorn was, applauding at the show, I didn't know who he was. And afterwards, somebody explained to me. And so I said, I asked my friend Eirik if he could introduce us. And he asked Bjorn to come to lunch, and we had lunch, and we had some wine. And then I think
we've been staying in contact all the time after that. We had quite a lot of wine that day, I think, and we hit it on.
Yeah, that's one night also. Yeah.
So I've been keeping track of him, where he plays and what he's been doing, and we text each other nearly every week. And
that's nice. Yeah. Have you been taking part in his study circle on hell? You know, and you know, church-related, faith-related issues.
I know some of his philosophies, and I think they're fantastic. I don't know. I haven't sat in on anything recently, except for the private conversations we have.
Yeah.
But do you have like that kind of luggage yourself with growing up in a religious environment, where you have sort of stuff that you need to process?
Yeah, but mine's much worse. I mean, I grew up a Catholic. I mean, we have all types of guilt and problems. I've been trying to get rid of for 31 years. So.
Make some great songs from it.
Make some great songs. Yeah. Make some great songs.
You recorded your debut album here in Norway. It's out now, and next week you're playing with Bjørn as his supporting act in Oslo Spektrum.
Yeah.
What do you tell your friends back in the States about this strange, that you've been adopted, so to speak, by this faraway...
It's interesting. I mean, people in New York and Jersey, they saw me struggle for so many years, and at the tail end of it, before Norway, things were really starting to catch hold, and so it was strange that I kind of just picked up and left. And they see what's going on, but I don't think they don't really get it, It's just like a fairy tale to them. I don't think they have like any kind of real grasp on what's going on.
So what do you tell them about Halden, your new paradise?
I tell them they have great liquor.
Right.
Yeah. I did tell them I got a table at Sister Rice, which is my favorite bar in Halden.
You have your own table?
Yeah, they gave me a table.
With a plaque?
3 weeks ago. Yeah, it says In and Out of Trouble, the Luke Elliot table. So.
That's love. Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, but when we were cutting the record, we were cutting the record, and it was, you know, right down the street. So every day afterwards, we'd go have a pint, you know. And you guys have a lot of Fernet here. And I had never had Fernet before I came, so that's another one that...
Fernet Branca?
Yeah, I love it.
Right, okay. That's not a Norwegian invention, though, but...
It doesn't matter. It's the place that I found it, though.
Okay, great.
So I give you credit for it.
Right. So you have the makrel and tomat.
Yeah.
And the
You
Fernet.
have and the Fernet, and you have Björn, and that's it.
How can it get better?
What more do you need? Okay. Luke, it's been great talking to you. Now we're looking forward to hearing you play towards the end of this evening. And Bjørn, tusen takk for at du kom innom. Lykke til med videre teologiske gurblerier og konserter og teaterstykke neste år.
Ja.
Takk skal dere ha.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.